Started. Boom. We are recording. We are live. Welcome, everybody. Tonight, we have a very special opportunity Zoom where you get to hear from a special guest, Dr. Jeremy Thornton, somebody I have a lot of respect for. I've known for many years. I've worked with for a long time in different companies. He's very well respected in the industry and in the space. He's an absolute wealth of knowledge, and you guys are in for a treat to be able to get to hear the breakdown of TriGLP. Some of you are on here because you're seeing this go absolutely viral on social media, and it is. Some of you are on here because you tried the products and now you want to learn about the opportunity side. But tonight you're going to hear from Dr. Jeremy Thornton, somebody that's been in the industry a long time, somebody that is very well respected and has a lot of understanding of the body, supplementation, what this product is doing for people. And I remember he was very skeptical when hearing about TriGLP, but he got on the products, he started seeing the results, and now is an advocate for what this product is doing for so many people in a lot of different ways as well. So, Dr. Thornton, if you could unmute yourself, I'm going to turn the time over to you guys. This is an ORYGN overview, a brand new company that's underneath the umbrella of Be Epic, which is a debt-free company, a 9-year-old company that's done hundreds of millions of dollars in sales. And this company is financially stable. It is financially backed. It's very important when you're launching a company that you don't have to worry about running out of money. And I've been with companies that have done that. I've been a co-founder of a company, and we experienced that. And I love the fact that this company is very well financially backed. And we're a global company. So immediately, this new company, ORYGN, is in over 40 plus, 50 plus countries. I don't even know how many countries right now. But you have a global business opportunity to be able to share this product right from your phone and help people with this amazing product that is TriGLP. So I'm going to go ahead. Dr. Thornton, you may be muted. I don't
I
know.
think I'm unmuted. Am
Oh,
I
there you
here?
are. There you are. All right. All right, my friend. I'm going to turn some time over to you, and thank you for hopping on. I know you're very busy, but I'm excited for you to break down TriGLP and why it is such a powerful product and why it's such a great addition to whatever people are already taking or even a substitute. So with that, sir, I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for this opportunity, Demetrius and Michelle. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all from hopping on and wanting to learn more about this amazing technology. Just a little bit about me. My name is Dr. Jeremy Thornton. I'm in a private practice in Missouri. I am an internist, a clinical nutritionist, and a chiropractic physician. So that's quite an interesting combination, right? But I primarily practice in the area of functional medicine and natural medicine. And so this crossed my pathway just a couple of months ago now. And I've been looking for something natural, something clean to help the metabolism. And, honestly, I just haven't found anything, right? Anybody else been looking for something to help that was natural, right? That didn't have side effects that could improve metabolism, maybe help you lose weight? Well, that was me. And I wanted to find a tool not only for myself, but for my patients and tried different things, right? I've tried probably literally dozens of different things. Anybody else tried dozens of different things and usually have been completely disappointed. I've even tried other quote unquote peptide products, right? And again have been disappointed. Everybody's yep, me. And so, I'm happy to say some of you already know this, but others don't, and they're going to find out that this is something different, something unique, and something that actually works. Now, honestly, I did not believe that was going to be the case, right? I'm super skeptical. Anybody else skeptical? Super skeptical about new technologies, new supplements, all the things, right? Yep, I see that in the comments. And I honestly didn't believe this was going to work for me, right? I've tried so many different things. Um, my friend Tanya, who I love dearly, shared these drops with me, right? Looks something like this. And and so I said, okay, I'll try them, right? I'll try them. So my definition of trying them was trying them over the Christmas holiday and New Year. Okay. anybody generally lose weight over Christmas and New Year, right? And so I did not expect this to help, especially over Christmas and New Year's, right? Because I wasn't exactly eating great, right? I wasn't exactly um, tracking my healthy eating and my macros and living a perfect life. I hope that's not what I recommend, but honestly, I wasn't being a good example over the holidays. Did not expect any benefits from the drops. And what I come to find out is not only did I not gain weight, I always gain weight. Anybody else always gain weight over the holidays? 5 pounds, 10 pounds. I think the average in America is 12 pounds. Um, I lost 2 pounds. I lost 2 pounds over the holidays and New Year, and I was literally blown away, right? I did not, I was faithful with the drops. I did not watch my diet. And not only did I not gain weight, which was a miracle in and of itself, I lost 2 pounds. And so, needless to say, that got my attention. And so I quickly realized that I had my hands on something unique, something special. And then I dove into the product, I dove into the science. I'm like, sign me up. More people need to know about this. And the more I've studied, the more I've utilized this product myself, the more I've used this product with my own family, with patients, right? That's what a good doctor does. Is first they guinea pig themselves and their family. Anybody else do that? Here, honey, try this, right? But I've just seen some amazing changes in such a short period of time, right? We're only in what, mid-February now. This product came out in what, November-ish, and so it's not been around long. But I'm already seeing changes in not only things like fat loss, which is exciting, right? Losing inches, but I'm seeing some changes in some metabolic markers that we'll talk about briefly that I think is pretty exciting. And so I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm not going to follow the slides exactly as we normally do, but I am going to talk about the different pathways. I'm going to do a little deeper dive into these pathways, tell you why this is so important, and why more people need to know about this, right? So as you can see, everybody hear me okay? Type yes in the comments if we're still good. Um, Three pathways, one drop. So I don't know if you can see me in my little camera there, but this is called semaglutide. This is a synthetic peptide, oftentimes called brand name Ozempic. Anybody heard of Ozempic? Anybody tried Ozempic? Would love to know what your findings or your experience was. For this peptide, you're going to need this, right? Anybody fond of these? Not particularly. But this is often called a GLP-1, right? And that's not exactly true, but this is often called a GLP-1. Yep, everybody's heard of Ozempic or semaglutide or GLP-1. This is a single peptide, a single pathway. Okay. This is three pathways. Notice that uh, there's not one of these involved, right? That's an important part. So these are sublingual, meaning under the tongue. These are drops you simply place under your tongue, and it's absorbed directly into the bloodstream. Susan wound up in the hospital from Ozempic. That can happen, sadly. It is a pretty aggressive compound. It has helped a lot of people, and it's not inherently evil. But I'm excited that we have an alternative. Before now, I don't think there was a great alternative, and now we have an alternative that's not only alternative to pharmaceutical medicine, but something that is actually food, right? It's something that's actually clean, something that actually has healthy ingredients without significant drastic side effects. Amy says, and so simple. Exactly. So GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1. So glucagon-like peptide 1 is naturally occurring. That means the body makes it. Okay. These are not actually GLP-1s. These act like GLP-1s. They can mimic that pathway, right? So our body naturally makes glucagon-like peptide 1. It's produced in the gut, and it responds, or it triggers receptors, right? Our cells have receptor sites on them, right? So the peptide activates these receptors largely in the pancreas, the brain, and the stomach. Okay, that's a GLP-1 response is in those tissues especially. It's released in the intestines after eating, right? That's the natural GLP-1 peptide. This is often called GLP-1, although that's not an accurate name. It truly would be called a GLP-1 agonist. Okay, what that means, agonist means something that supports an action. Antagonist, right, means it opposes an action. So this is actually a GLP-1 agonist. Okay. So it mimics this natural hormone or this naturally occurring peptide in the body. Does that make sense? It mimics that. It's synthetic, it's made in a lab, it's injected into your body. So that is the GLP-1. So our drops, see, so what are these, right? These also have GLP-1-like activity that come not from a lab, not synthetic, but from bioactive salmon-derived peptides. That's exciting in it. So from actual food, we have peptides that have GLP-1 activity, and that's super exciting. So this helps regulate insulin secretion. It helps stabilize blood sugar levels. It helps appetite and satiety. It can slow down the stomach emptying speed. That's why we feel full. People feel full longer. Oftentimes it's called the appetite controller. This slide calls it the appetite whisperer. I like that. So it's called the appetite controller. And so if you look at it like this, um, so let's basically a peptide is like flipping a switch, right? When we activate these receptors, it's kind of like flipping a switch, and then that whatever that receptor is supposed to do, those actions happen. So we flip a switch by using either something synthetic or in our case, thankfully, something natural. So we flip a switch. And I kind of like to compare our peptides to something um, more gentle, more natural. So, the light switches that are in the fancy restrooms, right? They come on when you walk in the restroom, and as long as there's movement, they stay on, right? But they don't stay on forever, and they don't stay on excessively long. It just stays on just long enough, right? And a synthetic peptide would be almost like flipping the light switch on and then going on vacation for a week, right? That's kind of like the action of a synthetic peptide. But we're both talking about switches, and that's what peptides do. So GLP-2, we have three pathways. If somebody could flip this slide, we have three peptides in here. GLP-2 is called glucagon-like peptide 2, also naturally occurring in the body. Our body makes that largely in the gut. I call it the gut repair crew. Okay, it's known for its repair and support in the gut. It supports the gut lining. It improves nutrient absorption in the body. It reduces gut inflammation. It slows the intestinal transit slightly. It has many people are noticing improvement in better mood, better energy. Anybody notice those benefits that are on the drops besides maybe losing a little bit of weight? Anybody have better mood or better energy? And what's believed is that, Demetrius says yes. What's believed is that we're, and we heard the gut called the second brain, right? So we actually produce 90% of our serotonin in our gut. Okay. 50% is of dopamine is produced in the gut. So if our gut is healthy, right, we're going to have better mood, better energy, right? Better mental clarity, just simply because we're improving gut health. And I'm excited that this interacts with those receptor sites, right? This triggers the GLP-2 pathway. Again, this does not, right? The other thing that I'm excited about with the GLP-2, the studies show that our bioactive salmon-derived peptides lower a substance called zonulin. So why is that exciting? So zonulin is the chemical that causes leaky gut. Anybody heard of leaky gut syndrome? So this is really prevalent. A lot of wear and tear happens on our gut, right? It causes leaky gut. It causes the cells to produce a substance called zonulin. Zonulin causes the cells in the gut to open up, and where they get the term leaky gut, right? Opens up these cells, letting things pass through that intestinal barrier that are not supposed to. And that triggers a lot of problems in the GI tract, a lot of problems throughout the body, inflammation, etc. But guess what? Zonulin also works on another barrier that's similar to the intestinal barrier called the blood-brain barrier, right? And so the blood-brain barrier also opens up and it can cause a situation called leaky brain. Now, I'm not going to dive deep into this particularly, but I'm excited that this product has been shown to lower zonulin. That means healthier gut for sure. And of course, it can also mean healthier brain. Also, the third pathway that we talk about called GIP, right? The third pathway in here, again, is not in here, right? Is called GIP. So GIP is glucose dependent insulinotropic polypeptide. Say that 5 times. Now you know why we call it GIP, right? So GIP is, again, a naturally occurring gut peptide or gut hormone released after eating by the cells in the gut. It's involved in nutrient processing. It signals that helps our body decide what to do with the incoming food. Okay, and that's important because it improves insulin release in the pancreas. It helps direct how our nutrients are stored or used for energy. It helps to direct how it helps direct insulin signaling in the body. It also improves lean tissue and muscle preservation. Um, it's kind of like the traffic director deciding where these incoming nutrients go. Okay, does that make sense? And so that is what GIP is. And all three of these pathways are triggered by this simple substance that we're excited about, by the tri-GLP drops. Most people are using 5 drops under their tongue twice a day and seeing amazing benefits along these areas. Now, in my as a clinician in working with patients, one of the things that I'm already seeing benefits in is insulin resistance. And so insulin resistance is huge if you're not aware of that, especially here in America, actually worldwide, but especially here in America. Diabetes right now is 1 in 8 people. 1 in 8 people are diabetic. 1 in 3 people are pre-diabetic. That's huge, right? If we were to open up, put all of our cameras on, right, like the Brady Bunch, and we looked left and we looked right, right, one of those 3 people are pre-diabetic. That's how prevalent it is. It's expected by 2030 that 15% will be diabetic, 40% will be pre-diabetic. It's thought by 2060 that 18% will be diabetic and 50% will be pre-diabetic. So insulin resistance is the driver of that. And it's estimated that at least 50% of Americans are insulin resistant. And I would probably argue that closer to 60, maybe 70% are insulin resistant. The reason we don't know those figures exactly is because doctors aren't checking for insulin resistance. They're only looking for diabetes and maybe pre-diabetes. What I'm seeing with my patients is that even though I've only been using this a short period of time, is I'm seeing improved glucose control, which I think is super exciting. I'm seeing improved fasting insulin numbers. And what that means is if our fasting insulin levels are improved, our body is responding to blood sugar and insulin more efficiently, right? And a tool that could impact blood sugar and insulin resistance is going to impact health dramatically, right? Insulin resistance and blood sugar problems drive what? All the other big causes of disease and death, right? Cardiovascular disease, cancer, neurodegenerative conditions, right? All of these things are dramatically increased by diabetes and other blood sugar management issues. And so I'm super excited to see what I am seeing in my clinic with patients. Already starting to see improved blood sugar management, and that's exciting, right? So I won't, unless Demetrius, you have other questions. That's the main things I wanted to touch on.
Honestly, that is perfect. And just for the sake of time, we won't do a Q&A for this one, but that was awesome. If you guys enjoyed Dr. Thornton's breakdown, drop a one in the comments, drop some fire in the comments, show him some love and appreciation because that was awesome, man. That was actually really exciting. Um, as you were talking, I'm like, man, I want to take more, but I can't because we're going to his my business partner, my beautiful business partner. If you want to say hi real quick, she I don't know you can't. Well, anyways, we're gonna go to a Brazilian steakhouse. So I'm like, I'm not taking this, or else I won't be able to enjoy it. But you guys, how many of you guys are blown away right now with this technology and what this product is doing? I love it. I love the fact that you know what you're talking about, and you can like break down every component and why it is doing what it is doing. For me, I just love seeing the results. And when Dan introduced me to this and said, okay, I think we got the holy grail of nutritional supplements. This is going to be bigger than anything I've ever done. I'm like, Dan, okay, I believe you. Let's get a test group. We got a test group together. The results were incredible. And I had a really good feeling that we were going to blow this out of the water. And it has become like the quickest thing that I've ever been a part of as far as impact. I've never seen a more impactful product. I've never seen a product that's more appropriate for the times than right now. And the results we're seeing are unlike anything I've ever been a part of. So, Dr. Thornton, thank you so much for getting on. I appreciate you. We will have this replay available. I'm going to bring on our top producing diamond leader, Ms. Michelle Sambrana, to be able to do a quick business overview of, okay, if you have the most impactful product in the history of the universe, which I believe fully on a global scale, how can we then benefit by sharing this product to other people? I'm going to turn this some time over to Michelle to go over that.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me again. I'm really excited to talk about really the 9 different ways that you can earn here by just sharing this product. So simple. It is great that we can share a product, one product that helps in so many ways because I mean, how many of you guys are tired of taking 10 different things to help with, all the different ailments? And now we can take one that really covers a lot of basis, like Dr. Jeremy Thornton was talking about. So thank you guys so much for telling us so much great detail about the product because we don't often get that many details, which is awesome. But let's talk about real quick. Let's pivot and talk about the 9 different ways that you can earn just by sharing this product. Now, first and foremost, you can work this affiliate style and just share your link and make 50% commission on the dollar all day long every single time somebody uses your link. That easy, you guys, 50% on the dollar. So that's just one of the ways. Then we have now let's say you want to start dipping into the binary compensation plan, building a team. When you bring somebody in that wants to be a business partner with you, their first order, you're going to make 50% of the CV value of whatever they order. So if they order one bottle, you're going to make maybe a small commission. They order a bigger pack, maybe you'll earn a bigger commission. But the better part about that is now you're building a team. You're building out your binary, which is just 2 legs, just like this. That's all you have to do to make here on that side. And now you're dipping into all the different parts of the compensation plan, which include check matches. So everybody you personally sponsor, if they're getting binary pay, you're making 20% of that paycheck, which means if they're making $100, you're making $20. Imagine now you have 10 people that are making just $100, right? 10 times 20. Right now, imagine they start growing their organizations. Now, imagine all of them are making $1,000. So you have 10 people making $1,000 and you're making 200 off of each of those. That's how simple and how quickly that money can add up. Now, on top of that, we have another check match for as people underneath you start ranking to gold rank, which is only our second rank in the company. You're now going to make check matches on some of those people. You're going to make 10% check matches on 4 generations underneath you, which means you're making check matches on people you don't even know. That's the beauty of this, right? Now you have all of these parts of the compensation plan that are going on top of each other. You can get all of this at once. You're not just getting one, you can get them all stacked on top of each other. We also have bonus pools. So when you become a diamond, when you get to that rank, every week you're put into a bonus pool. So 2% of the company's total CV is divided amongst anybody that hits diamond for that week. Boom, you got another bonus, right? Just for building a team. Now we have another bonus that every single person can earn. So within your first 48 hours of making your first purchase, if you get 2 brand partners, so 2 friends, 2 business partners, 2 family members, anybody to do this business with you, and they order in your first 48 hours, you're now lifetime global bonus pool qualified. What that means is you've earned a bonus in your first 48 hours. And then every single pay week after this, if you bring in 2 new brand partners during each pay week, you earn that bonus again. And that bonus is a ranging bonus because it's a 1% pool. So 1% of the company's total CV is split amongst anybody that brings in 2 business partners for that week. So it's just another bonus pool that you can actually dip into, and you don't have to be any rank. You'd be brand new in the company your first 48 hours and boom, you earned a bonus. And now you can requalify for that bonus every single week you bring 2 people in. So that really excites me too, because I love stacking money from all different ways. I'm going to dip into all the different parts of the compensation plan. We also have lump sum bonuses. So as you start hitting the diamond ranks, I think there's 5 diamond ranks. You get lump sum bonuses anywhere from $10,000 to $150,000, and you can hit all of those, and you can earn all of those lump sum bonuses, which is really cool too. The last part of the compensation plan that I want to tell you about is our monthly bonus. This has to be the most easiest, like straightforward money that you can earn in any company that I've ever seen is this monthly bonus. And you can earn anywhere from $100 to $700 a month just by duplication. So if you bring in 2 people and they each bring in 2 people, boom, you earned a $100 bonus. You bring in 3 people that each bring in 3 people, boom, you earn a $300 bonus. And you have an entire month to do this. You don't even have to rush this. 4 by 4, meaning you bring in 4 people, they bring in each 4 people, $500 bonus. And then it goes up to 5 by 5, which is a $700 bonus. You guys, that is the simplest duplication that you can do. Again, you have all month to do it. And there's even a tracker in the back office that you can even see and keep track of how you're doing, and maybe talk to some, you could see your team. Hey, you need to get another person, or how can I help you get another person to get yourself to that 5 by 5? And then in addition, help them getting to their 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 5 by 5. It's the easiest way to make money just by simple duplication. This entire compensation plan is built around numbers and duplicating. You get 2, I get 2, the next person gets 2. And when you're teaching your people to get 2 and they're teaching their people to get 2, it's just going to keep trickling down. And then you're eventually going to build this giant organization. And then guess what? Now your 2 team pay is going to be bigger. You're going to be collecting more check matches. And it just easily just duplicates and duplicates and duplicates. So if you want to see this entire compensation plan written out, please get back with the person who added you here. They can send you that copy of all of this written out, all 9 ways, so you can get a better look at it. And thanks, Demetrius. I'm going to turn this back over to you.
Awesome. I mean, I really don't have much more to say after that. Michelle, after Dr. J broke down the product, you guys can see this is the product that people want. This is the product that people need. This is why we're absolutely going viral right now. And we're seeing so many results. Michelle broke down the comp plan, the pay plan. I've personally made millions of dollars in this exact pay plan in under 2 years, first time around with the parent company. Unfortunately, I left that company because I thought the grass was greener on the other side. And I started my own company. And that's why I put an emphasis on financial backing, because it is so important. We were always having to get loans, personal loans. I basically went bankrupt trying to run my own company. I left that company. A couple of things I realized. The grass is greener where you water it. Number one, we're watering the heck out of this grass because this is going to absolutely skyrocket and explode. Okay. And also, if you got fake grass, it doesn't matter how much you water, it's not going to appreciate it. Too many people are putting their time and energy into fake grass, or they're building on sand. They're not building on a solid foundation of rock, right? We're building on a solid foundation with a debt-free company in over 80 countries. Amazing products, incredible pay plan that benefits the average person and is helping more people win than anything I've ever been a part of or anything I've ever seen in my career. Right now, guys, is the time to run with us, okay? Right now, you got to say, hey, I'm at least going to be a customer. Get back to whoever invited you. Say, hey, I want to at least try the product. At least do that, okay? But as you start to see how the product is impacting so many other people, as you start to scroll your social media, as you start to look around at people that you know, you're like, holy smokes, almost literally every person I know needs this product. The only reason why you wouldn't share it with them is probably you don't like them. Maybe you don't want them living longer. Maybe there's some family members you're like, I'm not going to share this with you because, maybe I won't miss you at next Thanksgiving or Christmas, right? But not in all seriousness, like we have everything that people are looking for. Jump in. You guys are not going to be regretting your decision, right? I'm just having a good time. I haven't had this much fun in a long, long time because I know where we are going, the conversations we've had in the last week with leaders all over the world that are literally coming to us saying, hey, I see what you're doing. They've been around the game for a long time. They understand timing and positioning. They understand what can happen when all those components come together. Guys, we have all those components right here. Look at this leadership Zoom. Look at all these leaders ready to support you. Look at the kind of support that you guys have in the community that we have. That's a game changer. That's everything right there for you guys to win. The Closer AI marketing technology that's launching is going to help more people win. And then you got retention in a product that everybody loves. So with that, thank you all for hopping on. Run, don't walk to the person that shared this with you. Get into their organization because the overflow is going crazy. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you all for hopping on.